Hey, howdy, hey, my friends. It's Greg Gomez III, aka CEO of FastStartMarketer.com. I want to talk to you guys here. Yesterday's Facebook Live on the go was very much cut short. Today we're going to keep it pretty tight. I know it's Friday night, but what's up, closers? It's Greg Gomez III, founder, CEO of FastStartMarketer.com. And in this video, I want to talk to you about something that's probably one of the most important secrets to being effective at prospecting. In yesterday's video, we talked about good openers, ways to be able to start conversations with folks and how to be able to build rapport and then how to segue those rapports. I'm going to do a whole video on segues. It's a lost art. And in that, though, I realized that one of the most important elements in prospecting and being effective in prospecting is knowing when it's okay for prospects to say no. There's this whole process of salesmanship, and I'm going to kind of rant a bit because this really drives me crazy. Everyone's talking about, go for no so you can get the yes, but really they're motivated by, they're looking for yeses. And it's so aggravating to get told no after time. Here's the deal. When you make people feel pressured, they're going to lie to you and say yes. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. What's up, Daniel? That's a real problem because what that does is that has prospects being dishonest with you. They're not telling you the truth. And as I always say, if you're going to be a successful marketer, you actually get this in my ear. If you're going to be a successful marketer, phone-wise or online or whatever it is you're doing, you have to be effective at getting to the truth. And the truth, what's up, Charlotte? It's good to have you here live. The truth is actually the most important element. I don't care if my product or service is right for them, as much as I care about them being honest about my product or service being right for them. Do you understand this? I'm looking for good fits. I'm not looking just to sell my stuff to people who don't need it, want it, or use it. I want their lives to be changed by my products and my services. Do you understand? If I have a business opportunity for folks, I want folks to be shooken alive. I want them to, when they hit their side of their bed and say their prayers, let's be honest, when they're at church once a month and they're bowing their head, I want them, in all honesty, I want them to have a prayer set aside for maybe not me necessarily, I'll take it always, but I really want it for the things I've introduced to their lives that have helped make their lives better. Does this make sense? I pray that in your business, you want to make that kind of lasting impact in people's lives, that they are forever grateful. They always have a seat at their table in their minds and their thoughts, and they think well of you. Does this make sense? Okay. So how do we do that? We have to be okay with no. You have to give people permission to tell you no. Two things happens here when we do this. When I'm prospecting folks and I'm going through specifically something I have to offer, let's say here, like right now, I'm going through, many of you that are on this, we're watching right now, are already core followers of mine. And what's happening now is Facebook and YouTube or all my social media sites are seeing this, and my core people are seeing it, and then we're sharing it. And if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, like it and share and subscribe and all that stuff. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on there. We're doing a big reveal, and we're giving a giveaway at 1,000 people. So make sure that you do that. It's youtube.com/FastStartMarketer. And what we're doing in that is that you guys are my core. And then from there, people who may not necessarily know me as much are seeing my material, and they're saying, wow, this is pretty good. Like, oh my gosh, this is interesting. Or they're saying, I'm an idiot, or whatever they're saying. But what's important here, and what I want you guys to know, is if I'm talking to somebody new and we've had conversations and we're talking about things we're promoting, like right now we're promoting a lead generation training course that shows folks how to get leads. In doing this for the last few months, last year basically, we've been doing this, I've realized that leads aren't the problem in the space. The reason people struggle in their businesses isn't necessarily because they have a leads problem. It's because they have a sales problem. They suck at conversion. They're awful at prospecting. They're terrible at talking to folks. And that's why I'm doing these video series, to teach you guys some of the basic elements so that you can make better use of the leads that you're getting. And so when I talk to these folks, they say, well, I just need better leads. Great. How do you convert those leads? And we start asking questions about that and say, okay, well, great. It sounds like you've got your lead situation in hand. What you're really needing is some opportunity. You really need some better closing strategies. Let me tell you about Chris White. Chris White, one of my longest lasting students, one of my longest standing students. He's been with me for a while as far as the personalized coaching programs have been concerned. I've been coaching for 16, 17 years now. And he came on about 2010-ish, 2011. He knows the exact dates. This kid had everything. He was really good at, I felt like Stefan, this has everything. Little people dressed as monkeys flying around. Anyways, Saturday Night Live joke. Sorry, aside, tangent. But Chris was really good at producing content. He was really militant in being dedicated to process. So he would produce videos. He was really good at the social media stuff. He was very good with the live stuff. However, I then heard him talking to prospects and I realized, oh yeah, your problem is you suck at sales, dude. You're awful at sales. And because of that, I need you to get good at sales if you want the rest of the stuff to work. You see, his challenge wasn't in getting leads. It wasn't on the web stuff. He had no tech challenges. He was really good at all of that stuff. He couldn't convert in person. So I told him what you need to do is come to my office, get into my office, get on the phones, and I'm going to coach you. And he came, and he did. To his credit, he came down to my office for a week, got on the phones, and we tarred and feathered and beat him and conditioned him. In martial arts movies, if you ever see the martial arts movies, how they condition the guys, it looks brutal, it looks like torture. It's conditioning, it's strengthening, it's with love. We do the same thing. I do the same thing, right? So Daniel's saying, Chris is now a multimillionaire thanks to your program. No. He's building a multi-million-dollar real estate business that's very different than being a multimillionaire. Guys, don't believe the hype that you see in a lot of stuff. Making money and keeping money are two very different things. Generating revenue in business and making profit, there's a huge difference between those two. So don't get it twisted. He's not quite that there yet, but he's on his way. I confidently believe he's on his way to that. People who need it, want it, and use it will continue consuming it. That's right. That's all true. I'd love to have a good script I can lean on for a while. Good, Charlotte. Well, we have something we're working on. I'll be announcing it soon. True story. Okay, cool, Daniel. I just want to make sure you guys are clear. I'm not like the guys that are out here with Maseratis and Lambos saying that, everything's great after you make your first million. I've made plenty of millions of dollars in revenue. That's not money you get to put in your pocket and stay there forever. That money gets spent. You have overhead, you have expenses, business expenses, back to no. So one of the core elements to becoming good at sales. Now, Chris got decent and wound up becoming very effective in generating revenue, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. He did have $100,000 weeks in his business, did phenomenally well, right? But he progressed and even got better. And now he's actually doing really, really well. And the other side of this, and what's important to note, is that it started with one concept. The first thing I taught him was, he says, what do you say when somebody comes to you and asks you, is this one of them pyramid things about your business opportunity? And I flatly looked at him and said, I don't ever get asked that. That's not a question I get asked. That's not a normal question for me. And he thought I was being pompous and arrogant. I'm like, no, you're not understanding. You create your own objections. So if you're pitching unbelievable, over-the-top, hypey BS, of course that's going to cause skepticism because people who have money don't believe in that kind of thing. People that are broke believe in that kind of thing. And that's why they're broke, because they're throwing money after flashy, spammy, pyramid schemey, Ponzi schemey garbage. They're throwing what little money they have at that and not really working at developing skill sets. Do you understand? So one of the things I teach people is be okay with no. So how do you do that? When I'm prospecting somebody, case in point for you guys that are here right now watching this, what do you want? What is it you specifically want? Comment below and let me know. Hey, I want this in my business. Do you really want that? Like, think of something you want in your business. I want financial freedom. What's up, Amy Beth? How are you, girl? Happy New Year. I want financial freedom. I want more success in my life. I want health. I want better communication. I want a better relationship with my partner. I want to find love. I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better employee, a better teacher, a better child to my parents. Whatever it is that you want, okay, that you want. Business too, money and all that good stuff. Whatever you want, think about it. Think of the number one thing that's really pressing on your mind. And I ask the question, is that really what you want? Is that really what you're looking for? Okay? And so then my next question, then I ask a sequence of questions that helps me identify what you want, why you want it, what you're willing to exchange for it. Okay? So I want you to think about that. What do you want? Why is that important to you? Why do you want that? Okay? And then I want you to hold in your brain what you're willing to exchange for that. What's that worth? And I'm talking money. Time, effort, energy. I'm going to give it the old college try. BS. You got to spend money on it. If you want something to work, you got to spend money on it. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. But I don't have any money. That's not true. You got money. You're living. You got food in the shelves. You got money somewhere. The question becomes, what is that worth to you? What are you willing to pay? You specifically. Okay? So what do we want? Why do we want it? What are we willing to say? Now, it's okay. Now, you have this in your mind, yes? Amy says, I want to help my husband retire in the next 5 years. Okay. So now, Amy, in your case, my follow-up question would be, what would that need to be financially? What would you need to earn annually in order to replace what he's doing now plus 10% for benefits? Okay. So let's say he's making $50,000 a year. That means you need at least $55,000 a year with benefits, probably 60, in order to replace what he's doing now. Is that fair? Is that right, Amy? And if that is true, in your case, what's that worth? If you had a course, if you had a training, if you had something that could help you, guaranteed to help you implement and accomplish and build something out that would resolve that and deal with that, what would that be worth to you to pay? How much time would you invest on top of that? How much skill set would you be willing to develop? How much conditioning would you be willing to endure in order to achieve that result? Now, this is where we really start to separate the dreamers from those that are going to do. See, a dreamer will sit there and say, I love the idea of that. That sounds fantastic. That would be great. But then when it comes time to, that would be, like in my case, we have a program that's a done-for-you coaching program right now. We're taking on 3 more people for this year, and that's it. I'm not doing any more people. It's $11,000. It's $10,999, okay? And immediately, your visceral reaction for some of you guys is, right? Good. I want it to be that way because I don't want the decision to be made lightly. Because it's a lot of work for my team and I to work with you to go build this stuff out. And our focus is to go get you leads and to help you build a sales funnel process. It's intense. And we do it, normally I charge $30,000 to $50,000 to do this, but I'm doing it so inexpensively now because I'm retaining the rights to the marketing material. You get to maintain the funnel as long as you'd like. It's yours, no licensing fees or anything like that, but it's still mine. I own it. And I can go and relicense it to other folks later on. Does that make sense? That's why I'm building it this way. So that's an immediate, so right now we're starting to gauge. In your brain, you're saying that's too much, or that's fair, or that's a steal. Wherever it is in your brain that you're thinking about it. Now, what's important to note here, the other factor isn't just the money. It's, do I trust Greg enough to deliver the goods on that? Does that make sense? And if that's the case, then that's skepticism. I can help you deal with that. But let's say that there's a bit of skepticism. If I could show you a way to get it done so that it's something, or I can help you overcome that skepticism and get it done, is that something you're interested in doing? Would you be open to hearing more about that, or potentially something else we have that might be a better fit for you? First step is to be in the financial position where I could live comfortably. Okay, good. And what would that look like, Amy? See, now immediately when we say we want to replace what my husband's doing, great, well, that's a different focus. Now we're saying, I just want to be a little more comfortable. Now what we're doing in our brain is we're saying, damn, 11 grand. I mean, let's be honest, right? 11 grand. I don't know if I want that much that soon, that quickly. And also it's because how much proof do I have? How much validation do I have? Can I actually do this? A lot of skepticism is, can I actually do this? Like for weight loss folks. Oh, you're going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Oh yeah, cool. I can do it if I eat right and exercise, right? That sounds simple. 2 things. But I know myself. I know how I cheat on my diet. I know. Now, me personally, I'm pretty disciplined, but the person watching that says, you know, I'm not disciplined. I know myself. I'm going to eat garbage. I'm going to eat chips. I'm going to eat this other stuff. And they're going to charge me $1,000 for me to fail at another diet. It's not that I doubt that what you're promoting works. I just know myself. And I know that I'm not going to do it. Plus, I'm going to spend another $1,000 on top of that. Ooh, here's a kicker. How many of you guys have joined programs and not gotten the results you want? And more importantly, how many of you are willing to admit to yourself that it actually was you, it wasn't the actual program? That's just, it's just a financial issue. It's fear of where will the money come from. Good. So Amy, now here's the thing. Watch this, guys. I'm going to demonstrate with Amy. Amy, thank you for being my guinea pig. I appreciate you, girl. Fist bump. You're awesome. Set the money aside for a second. Let's assume for a minute that that's something I could show you a way to get resolved so it doesn't break the bank. If that's something we can do, are you genuinely interested in creating that shift in your business and in your life? Okay? So if I can show you a way to get it done so it's not breaking the bank, get it done, and it's something that's reasonable financially. If I could show you how to do that, you know, are you really that committed to making it happen? And again, don't just say yes to me because it's me and we're in a live and you're interacting here, right? No, I want to know directly, is that something reasonable for you to do? And if it is, then I would invite you to have a conversation with me and we can see what is available for you, okay? Is that fair, Amy? Is that something you'd be willing to do? Definitely, says Amy. Okay, good. Guys with me? I'm okay with no. I'm okay with no. I'm demonstrating for you guys how to prospect, how to put things out there, and be totally okay with no. It's okay. Now, this process is a little different than your cold marketing, talking to folks out there. There's a ramp-up process. Amy has known and followed me for a bit, so she's seen consistency. She's heard my messages. She has affinity for it. She's already drawn to my message. That's the power of having a good marketing funnel in place. For everyone else that's here, we're doing a coaching program right now that's a 2-week boot camp that we're walking you guys through how to get leads from Facebook. We're going to be selling it for like $500 to $1,000 once it's all done, but this is like our third alpha, or so we have our beta groups and we're testing. This is our third run. I'm personally leading this group, so I'm helping you guys write copy. We're doing coaching sessions and stuff. I'm taking on 20 people into this group, and we're doing it for only $297 right now. So if you're interested in that, message me or comment below. Let me know. There's no link for it. I have to personally interview you for it. We'll be taking people on to get started on Monday. We're starting on Monday. I know it's short notice, and it's a 2-week process. And at the end of it, you will be getting leads from Facebook when it's all said and done. So if you're interested in that, message, let me know. If it's a financial issue, whatever, still comment. We can discuss it. We have a couple of different options. And for you, Amy, I'd be interested in reaching out and having a conversation with you and see what we can do to help you out, right? Self-introspection lately. I know it's time really ramp up and change. Absolutely. Awesome, Amy. Well, I would definitely suggest you reach out to me. Let's have a conversation and go from there. Deb was in the boot camp, right, Deb? How'd you like it? You went through our first group. Our second group, girl, was a disaster. We did one thing different in that group, and it went off the rails. We're still, I don't want to say it was a disaster. Everybody still got delivered. It was a disaster for us. For the consumer, the student, they did phenomenally well. It just took us 4 weeks to deliver 2 weeks worth of content because we did one thing wrong, and we're not making that mistake again. So this third group, actually, I think you were in the second group, Deb. You did see that. You know what it is. You're going to use the domain and hosting we're recommending, people, because it works way faster. No hiccups with it. Anyways, I digress. Guys, I hope that you learned that if you're okay with no, you can wind up getting good conversations with folks and genuinely be interested in what the value and what the proposition is for the end user. When you focus on being able to accept no, it's totally okay. You don't have to say yes to what I'm saying here. It's totally all right. You can disagree with me. It's 100% okay. You message me. Go ahead and message me, Amy, because I'm going into a family function right now, so it probably won't be until first thing tomorrow, maybe even Monday. I'll reach out to you and we'll touch base, okay? But I'll chat with you back and forth. We'll set something up, okay? Be okay with no, because if you do that, what's going to wind up happening is people are going to trust you enough to give you their truth. It will be business life change. Awesome, Deb. Appreciate you, girl. That's it, my friends. Enjoy. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you know anybody that is involved in business and should be hearing these messages, tag them, share this message with them, post it in a group if you need to without being spammy. This is Greg Gomez. I'm sure I have an offer somewhere. That's fine. But if you're on YouTube, I appreciate you guys watching this. Click the next video that's up here you can watch, or subscribe. And if you're following me, make sure you get notifications. Click the bell so that you can always see when these are coming out. That's it, my friends. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.